Hi, in this video I wanted to talk about same face syndrome and how I personally fight it, I guess. But to be clear, everything here is just my opinion, based on my own experiences. I am self-taught, and I get a lot of questions about my art, so I share what I do. This also won't apply to everyone, but if anything I say is useful to you, then I'm glad. So, first off, what is same face syndrome? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's when you draw the same or very similar faces every time. Personally, I don't really care if someone does it. It's honestly part of the process. I feel like most, if not all, artists do it at some point. You know, when you're still figuring out your style, or just learning to draw in general, and you finally draw a face that you really like and you kinda stick with it. I did that all the time before I started posting online. I didn't even think of changing things because, quite frankly, I didn't care about that. I was just drawing for myself. I feel like I got out of that more recently. In one of my videos I was looking at my old digital art from just last 2 years and the faces were very similar there. Or in my first sketchbook tour from this year, it's still there. I was trying to do different things, but I guess those changes weren't noticeable enough. As an example, I'll use this drawing of mine. It's the bane of my existence, but it shows my mistakes very well. Looking at this after a long time, the faces are almost the exact same, besides maybe Pinkie Pie, but just because her eyes are round. People did tell me that they look very similar, and I would respond like, they're literally not. Like, this one has a slimmer eyes, this one has a nose bump, and this one has bigger lips. They're different. Where? These differences are way too small. I can kind of see them, but just because I drew this and I remember what I was doing. But if you are a viewer or a follower looking at this from a different point of view, bestie, they look the same. For a comparison, here I redrew their faces much later, and just look at how much more noticeable the differences are. I'm assuming I got more comfortable with my style and learned how to stretch and change it properly. Here's a more recent example. Yes, these are also My Little Pony characters. Sue me. The nose shapes are more pronounced, same with the eyes, face shapes, lips and everything. You can tell that they are supposed to have different ethnicities as well. Speaking of which, diversity is also a big topic in the online art community, I guess, and it comes up a lot when talking about same face syndrome. I believe that drawing diverse characters isn't a requirement, but it's a good skill to have. Maybe you aren't quite skilled enough, or you just feel more comfortable drawing a specific type of characters. You do you, as long as you are not doing it for malicious reasons, you know. A reasoning, or maybe excuse, I don't know, a lot of people use is, these features don't fit my style. When, for example, someone draws a, let's say, black character, but they don't quite get it right. It's your style, make them fit, you know. You make the rules of your style, you know what I mean? You might not get it right first try, but in the end I feel like it's worth it. But I also understand the point of view of, you know, being scared to get something wrong and get attacked by people and stuff like that. I get that. I don't think it should be like that. I think that we should first help artists, you know, but unfortunately internet is the way it is, so. And I also disagree with demanding diversity from artists. I do think that diverse art is more fun to look at and it's more interesting, and I prefer diverse art, but I don't think that we should attack people if they don't draw diversity. Well, maybe if they present themselves as like a professional and teach people how to draw, then maybe it is like a little bit weird when they don't draw diversity. But if it's just an amateur artist drawing for fun, then I say let them be. I just don't follow people if I don't find their art interesting enough, so that's about it. Kind of went off topic there. What helps me is studying photo references or other people's art, especially the second one, because that helps with stylizing the features. look for someone with a style similar to yours, or maybe just a style you like, and see how they do it. I do it all the time, picking up little details or coloring techniques. By the way, if you want to do it with my art, I don't mind as long as it's not tracing. But with other artists, it's nice to ask for permission, to be sure, everyone is different. If you post your art online, I say you don't have to post everything. It's okay to study privately and then post something you are more confident about. I say this because of TikTok art lore, because at this point most of it is just people making fun of beginner artists for drawing like beginner artists instead of giving them useful advice or just freaking scrolling. I hate it so bad. Or they cannot differentiate between SFS and a consistent style. But you can also post your studies and specifically ask for criticism. In that case, people are more likely to actually give useful advice. But like I said before, this doesn't apply to every single style out there. My art style is leaning more towards realism, I feel. It is stylized, but the proportions are sort of realistic, and the features are more on the detailed side. So if your style is super simple, I don't know how to help you. So in the background I'm sketching some faces. They came out a bit wonky because I cannot draw properly while filming, but I hope it kind of shows my process. A lot of it is just shapes. Some faces are long, short, soft, sharp, round, square. Maybe the character has a double chin, who knows. Same with the eyes, they can be big, small, round, square, slanted, downturned. What? Downturned, far apart, closer together, and so on. And I apply that to pretty much everything, even the lines around the eyes. I find it easier to build the faces with a specific character in mind rather than completely from scratch. I absolutely love doing it with South Park characters because their designs are so simple and the characters are people, just people. It's also a good way for me to practice drawing kids and older people. There's also a shape theory, I guess, that you can translate the character's personality through shapes or something. I don't know, I never looked into it, I just do whatever pops into my head. Or maybe if you're having a hard time designing a face for your character, you can use real people as references, kind of like a face model of sorts. Just don't make real people into your Cs, because that's a little weird. Another thing I love doing is adding, let's call it imperfections. It's things like acne, freckles, crooked or maybe yellow teeth, scars, moles, dimples, the list goes on. They're easy to draw and stylize. They add some spice to the character and make them stand out a little bit more. And as a bonus, it's representation for people who have these things. It can make someone out there feel good about their imperfections, or you can add things that maybe you are insecure about. Speaking from experience, it genuinely helps. But I'm also not perfect at this. I sometimes reuse faces for different characters, especially the short, round, sweet type of face. I do it a lot for different characters. A little bit off topic again, but like I said, I don't care if people draw same or similar faces all the time. What really does it for me is when the body types are also the same, the composition is the same, the themes of the drawings, I guess, are also the same. It's not bad if you do it. I just prefer a different type of art, and that's it. Just a personal pet peeve. But I can't not bring up a specific experience of mine. If you follow me on TikTok, you might know this. So basically, I posted a Bluey TikTok where I redrew one of the scenes from the show in my style. Had a lot of fun drawing it, had a lot of fun filming it, didn't think much of it. But it's it quickly started getting a lot of views, and usually that's when interesting people show up. It started with a very specific, very rude person telling me that I have same face syndrome, and because of that I am a bad artist. I was like, damn, okay. Then more people started saying the same thing, but just a little bit less rude, and I was like, what? Where? If I'm not too lazy, I'll take screenshots and like show the drawings they were talking about. To this day, I do not see the same face syndrome, I'm gonna be real, and even if they are, they're related. Bluey and Bandit are literally daughter and a father, and it was said that they look the same in the show, so like, even if I did make them the same, it's canon. I hate TikTok. Sorry, it's just like a very specific and memorable experience for me. Alright, these sketches turned out pretty ugly, so I'll show some better faces I've done. I prefer a 3/4 angle, to be honest, because I can show the face and nose shapes better. It's a bit hard to do with a straightforward angle. But yeah, to finish this off, same face syndrome is not a crime. You are not a bad artist if you have it, and honestly, you're not obligated to get out of it. If you want to get better and expand your skills, all power to you. Just remember that you might not get it right immediately, and everything takes time. I'm sure there's things I forgot to mention, so you can do that for me in the comments. I think this is an interesting topic, and I would love to read what you guys think and talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. My other socials will be on the screen and in the description. Stay safe and bye!